Hello, it's me again, Low Power. Today, and I want to talk about the Redeem team that just won a gold medal this summer against not the Dream Team 1, but the Dream Team 2, or you might say Dream Team 3 because I think you want to. They call Dream the team that played in the summer, the World Games or whatever. Dream Team 2 and Dream Team 3, the '96 team. But anyway, the '96 Olympic team. Everyone wants to compare the Redeem team to Dream Team 1 and say who will win. I watched basketball in that era, and that was the best era ball. It had like the greatest players of all time on that team. But a lot of the players were past their prime. Bird and Magic were past their prime. Actually, I think Magic was even out the league, and so we had those little issues. But at the same time, I still think that team would beat the Redeem team. But you can make the argument because of the athleticism on the Redeem team, even though it's very athletic on the Dream team also because they had Magic. I mean, not Magic. They had Michael, Clyde. Clyde just as athletic as anybody on the Redeem team. He just is only one that's probably more athletic than Clyde Drexler is LeBron James. But Michael, Clyde, Scotty, and Charles Barkley are very athletic players. But you still have to get a little edge, I guess, to the Redeem team because they had Dwight Howard and Kobe, LeBron, and D Wade. But anyway, we're not talking about that team. I'm talking about Dream Team 2 or 3, whichever one you want to go with. The team that played in 1996 that won the gold medal. To me, that team would beat the Redeem team. I have good reasoning about it. I just looked at this article. This article off the BleachReport.com. It's about Team USA basketball, and they're saying the same thing. What about Dream Team 2? And so they have all the matchups. They have the point guards, John Stockton and Gary Payton versus Chris Paul, Deron Williams, Jason Kidd. Now, my thing is, I'll also take Penny Hardaway and put him at point guard. Penny Hardaway was a point guard, so you got those three point guards, and I would take the '96 point guards over the 2008 point guards. I would. The reason why is because John Stockton at that time was still. Well, he was kind of out of his. He was still at the prime. He was still in the prime of his career. He still was a prime time player, so he's better than Jason Kidd at this time. Gary Payton at this time was a great player, most underrated point guard in the history of the game. I guess because he played out in Seattle, and people didn't get to see him that much. But the guy would beat up any of these guys. None of these guys could guard him. None of these guys could guard him. He could guard any one of these guys. His defense at that time was on the Jordan level. He might have, at that time, he was actually a better defender than Michael Jordan at that time. So he's the best defensive point guard in the history of the game. So would they have some issues with these guys? Yeah, they would. But like I said, with Penny Hardaway, also as a point guard, he's bigger than these guys, and he'd be a matchup problem. So I would get the point guard matchup to the '96 Redeem team, and not 96 Redeem team, '96 Dream team. So the shooting guards. Now this is the place where the Redeem team would have the advantage. They had Michael Redd, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade, while the '96 team had Reggie Miller and Mitch Richmond. So there you had the biggest advantage for the Dream team. That's where their biggest advantage is at. So you would have, like I said, Kobe Bryant, the best out of. Well, to me, Dwayne Wade just as good as Kobe Bryant, but people don't want to say that. But to me, when Dwayne Wade won the championship in the year before in that playoffs, he was the best player in the game at that time. So, and Michael Redd is a great shooter, but Reggie Miller is a great player. Mitch Richmond was a great player. Reggie Miller was a tough guy, even for Kobe to guard. So And the thing is, on the 96 team was a better blend to me of players. To me, you got Kobe and Wade do basically the same thing. Even LeBron James, they basically do the same thing. While on the Dream Team 96 had a better blend of players. You had your shot makers, and you had your point guards, you had your post players, you had all these things. Let's go to the small forwards. Small forwards, you have, on the 96 team, you had Grant Hill and Scottie Pippen. 2018, you had LeBron James and Tayshaun Prince. Now, Scottie Pippen at the time was a 20.6 and 20.6 rebounds, 6 assists guy. Grant Hill was like a 20.9 rebounds, 7 assists guy. And you got LeBron James, he's a scorer. It's the difference between LeBron James and, you know, when we always try to talk about LeBron being a mix between Magic and Michael, which he is, that's what Grant Hill was, basically. He had Michael Jordan's athleticism, he had Magic Johnson's height, and he was a passer. He more so was a passer. He was more of an unselfish player. He didn't play to score a lot of points. That's the difference between him and LeBron. LeBron is a bigger, stronger guy, and he played to score a lot of points. But to me, talent-wise, I mean, I don't see that big of a difference between LeBron James and Grant Hill at the time. Grant Hill at the time was a very talented player. Before his injuries, the guy was as talented as anybody in the league. And I say that without flinching. So, but he just wasn't a dominating score type guy. So then you got Tayshaun and Scottie. I take Scottie over Tayshaun. I love Tayshaun, but you can't. Scottie won 6 championships. Was every month the defensive player that Tayshaun is. And he was, you know, he knew how to play the game a little better on the offensive end. So, to me, the small forward position is a tie. It's a wash. So basically you only have one position where the Redeem team overrides the 96 Dream Team, and that's the shooting guard. Now let's get to the power forward. Now we're gonna see real big. Carmelo Anthony, Carl Boozer played the power forward for the Redeem team. While the power forwards of the 96 team was Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. I'm not even going to discuss this one. That's such a big disparity, it doesn't make any sense. And then we go to the center position. The 96 team had the 3 best centers since the Chamberlain and Russell era, since Kareem and Malone. After Kareem and Moses Malone, when they started dropping off, these are the 3 best centers since then. You had David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Hakeem Olajuwon versus Chris Bosh and Dwight Howard. Man, it ain't even a competition. I mean, Hakeem was a little older, but he still was dominant. Hakeem, he was better than both of these guys. Shaq was better than both of these guys. Dwight Howard basically Shaq without the height and without the will to dominate like Shaq, and without the footwork of Shaq. Shaq had great footwork. He wasn't a great fall-away jump shooter or anything like that, but he had great footwork. He dunked on you, but he used his footwork, his body, the size, and everything to dunk on you. Dave Robinson was probably the best all-around center at that time. But you really, between the 3, you have no drop-off. Great centers. So to me, I mean, 96 Dream Team will whoop up on the Redeem Team. It won't really be all that close because, as we see in these Olympics, though, there's times where this Dream Team would have trouble scoring, and at those times they wouldn't be able to go down low to anybody. But the 96 Dream Team the only reason they would have trouble scoring is they just missing. They just have a bad off night. They slept too long. I mean, they stayed up too late the night before. I mean, the point guards should be able to do what they want to do. The shooting guards would play their role. The small forwards would play their role, and the big men would dominate. So I would say the 96 Dream Team would defeat the Redeem Team easily. 7-game series, 4 games to 1. All right, peace.